Okay, let's go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Probation Officer's Perspective. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell to all so you'll be notified of all the new content that I'm pushing out. And I want to thank everybody for their support. I hit that 1,000 mark subscribers, and I couldn't believe it. Like, I've been doing this channel for almost 4 months now. I think was the first time I posted a video. I made a video, and it just blows me away. I want to thank everybody. If you subscribe, don't subscribe, but you watch my content, I want to thank you. But for all the subscribers that made that happen, from the bottom of my heart, much respect, love, and I'm losing my words here. I just really appreciate it. You know, it really means a lot. Anyway, so today, what do you think? Like, I just did a video yesterday on something the CDCR did not want to release. Now, I got some comments on that. And a couple of them were retired CEOs. And then I got some other comments. You know, I got a lot of comments, or a few comments. And they were saying, well, they don't like to, why that last story I did on the 6 correctional officers, they got sent to the hospital. And one got attacked, and then by one inmate, and then they tried to stop it. And then 2 more inmates came, and then 6 officers ended up at the hospital. Go check that video out. It's my last video. But anyway, we talked about the transparency with the CDCR. And you know, the COs that responded, and I talk about this all the time, is their California model is failing. And mixing inmates and doing what they've been doing is not working. It's not going to work in California. It's not. I did a video interview with a friend of mine that lives in Norway, and they're trying to copy the Norway project. You know, they did all the studies from the Norway. And if you go check that interview out, my friend, his name is Steiner, he did time in prison in Norway. But he tells me, you know, he tells you in the video, but he's told me they don't have the gun violence and the violence and gangs and just all the different stuff that California has. And so that makes a huge difference. But it's ultimately, I always say this, it's failing. And they like to just put out what they want to put out for PR purposes, whatever. And they always want to put out all the good stuff, like one of the CEOs mentioned, and shout outs to him for, you know, explaining everything. And I know, I see it. They show pictures of them playing checkers together, horseshoes, or baseball, or softball, or basketball, whatever it is. They want to show you guys all the good stuff, but they don't want to give you information on the bad stuff that happens in prisons, California prison. You know, it's not working. It's failing. It's actually getting more violent as the days go by. I've seen it. I cover all these stories. And anyways, this is a story here about an officer. What is it? 6 days from the last. I covered one. It was 6 days ago. Officer got attacked. This officer here got stabbed. And so, you know, it's the CDCR. It is what it is. So let me make myself smaller, and we'll get into the story, and then you guys I'm going to give you my feedback, and then you guys can give me your feedback on it. And, excuse me, we'll go from there. So, all right. So, yeah, it's been 6 days since the last the last officer attack. And then I told you a week and a half ago, 6 officers were attacked by inmates. They're quick to fire up on when an inmate kills another inmate, in a cell, on the yard, whatever it is. But when it has to do with officers, they don't, and that was the only thing I disagreed with on the comments with the other CO was they said they try to hide it, and I understand that, or it's until the investigation's over. But as you can see right now, this officer was attacked, and the investigation is ongoing, but they always give out the inmate's picture and name. So the one I just did yesterday with about the 6 officers, I could not find it anywhere. The CDCR did not release that information. So that's the only thing on that one. But anyways, let's get into it. So attempted homicide of High Desert State Prison officer under investigation. November 21st, 2024, which was released today, but it happened the day prior. Susanville, California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation officials are investigating an attack on a peace officer at High Desert State Prison, HDSP, as an attempted homicide. On November 20th, 2024, at approximately 10:38 a.m., inmate DeAndre Howard was allegedly in a general population patio area when he approached a peace officer and began stabbing them with an inmate manufactured weapon. Staff immediately responded to assist the officer from the area, restraining Howard without further incident. Several staff members received minor injuries. No additional inmates were injured. Medical personnel were summoned and 911 was activated. The officer was immediately transported to an outside medical facility where they were treated and released. An inmate manufactured weapon was found at the scene. Howard suffered minor injuries and was transported to a different institution where he will be placed on restrictive housing. CDCR officials are currently investigating the incident, and the case will be referred to the Lassen County District Attorney's Office for possible felony prosecution. Peer support services are being offered to employees. There's a little information about the alleged attacker. DeAndre Howard, 42, was sentenced to 1 year, 4 months for forging a driver's license on July 23rd, 2001. It was received from Los Angeles County on August 29, 2001. He was released to parole supervision. And on February 2nd, 2002, after serving his full sentence as defined by the law. On November 6th of 2003, he was returned from parole to serve life without parole for first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder. So he got an LWOP. So apparently had nothing to lose. Activated in 1995, HDSP is a high-security prison in Susanville that houses about 2,700 level 1 through level 4 incarcerated individuals and employs about 1,700 staff. The institution houses those serving long-term sentences, those requiring specialized mental health programming, and inmates with high-risk medical conditions. The institution also provides work, career technical education, academic, self-help, art, religious, and other rehabilitative programs. So here's the alleged attacker there, DeAndre Howard. And I just gave you what his background is, and he's a lifer. Without parole, he's never getting out. And unfortunately, for whatever the reason may be, he attacked another CO, or not another CO, a CO, and started stabbing him. It's hard to say what the reason is behind it, but man, this is 3 incidents on officers in the last week and a half. It's getting bad. And at what point, is CDCR going to take accountability for this? I mean, they keep pushing everything aside. They don't want to tell you everything, and they want you to think that everything's sunshine and rainbows in prison, in the California state prisons now. And it's not like that. We all know that. Anybody with a half a brain knows that California prisons are notorious for violence. And so I don't buy all that bullshit. And don't buy, if you check it out yourself. Don't buy it. It's bullshit. It always is. Anyways, so hopefully they wake up and they just go back to the way things were. And things were a lot better off the way they were before they started trying to think they're Norway, where Norway doesn't have the violence like I explained. Anyways, guys, that's what I got for you today. Hope you're having a good day, a blessed day, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.